Hello, I'm Nadia Ely, and thanks for joining me as we discuss some of the Grid Transformation Plan's milestones and the progress its programs and initiatives have been making as we work to transform the grid to meet the changing landscape of the energy industry while providing the safe and reliable service our customers expect. Joining me to discuss this are Vice President of Grid and Technical Solutions, Robbie Wright, and Director of Grid Resiliency, Steve Eisenrock. Thanks for being with me. Robbie, I'm going to start with you today. Both the Strategic Underground Program and the Main Feeder Hardening Initiative celebrated major milestones recently. Can you highlight those and the specific benefits these programs continue to offer the communities we serve?
Sure, Nadia. Thanks for the opportunity to join you today. I'll start with, a lot of great work occurring over many years in both of these programs. And so it's exciting to be able to celebrate those milestones, not only the work that's been accomplished, but also the benefits that are being delivered to our customers. I'll start with strategic undergrounding. We started this program in 2014, working to convert the worst performing overhead tap lines, moving those underground to eliminate outages for customers. We have a total target for the program of about 4,000 miles. And through the end of 2023, we reached the 2,000 mile mark. So we've got 2,000 miles of those overhead tap lines have been converted to underground. A lot of great benefits here. The customers that are directly connected to those tap lines are seeing significant reductions in outages. So as an example, those customers directly connected to the tap lines have seen their total tap line outage time go from over 600 minutes a year to under 3 minutes a year. So that's a direct benefit to those customers. If you think about the idea that we are eliminating outage events altogether, so those customers are benefiting directly, but then all of our customers are also benefiting because our crews can get to other outages more quickly. So it really delivers benefits for all customers, and that's especially important when we get into severe weather events. And I'll give you just one example. Back in January of 2022, we had a major snowstorm impact our customers, our service territory. We did some calculations, and with the work that we've done already, converting those tap lines to underground, we estimate that total storm restoration time was 13 hours shorter than it would have been prior to any of this work occurring. If you even take that further and project out for when we would have the entire 4,000 miles that we are targeting, when we have all those miles converted, that same storm, we estimate, would have been shortened by about 24 hours. A lot of great work in strategic undergrounding and a lot of very real benefits being delivered to our customers. I'll turn to main feeder hardening, a similar story here. We've started main feeder hardening in 2020. We identified customers that were experiencing more than twice the average outage time as the average customer, and identified feeders serving those customers. And it's about 1,000 miles of main feeder line that we're targeting with this program. Most of the work involves rebuilding the lines to stronger standards or relocating the lines into better areas with less tree exposure or putting them underground. And then in some instances, we're also adding in new feeders and new capacity to give us more backfeed options. So through the end of 2023, we've hardened about 275 miles of those main feeders. So that's about 25% complete in the 4 years that we've been working on the program. So in 2023, the customers that were on those circuits that have been hardened so far for at least 1 year, so that we've got at least 1 year of data, those customers in 2023 saw a 133-minute improvement in their total outage time compared to a previous 5-year average. And then if you drill down on those feeders, if you drill down to just the customers that have the worst performance that I mentioned earlier, we're targeting those customers twice the average outage time on those feeders. Those specific customers saw a 49% improvement in their overall outage time. So again, a lot of great work has been accomplished and a lot of great benefits have been delivered to our customers.
Very impressive, Robbie. Congratulations to those teams. Thank you. Steve, grid resiliency programs such as voltage optimization enablement and intelligent grid devices play big roles in the GTP. How do we measure the success of these and other GTP programs while enhancing grid resiliency and service reliability?
Well, Nadia, we measure the success of these programs in two main ways, with the first being the progress that we're making in doing the actual work, both from a construction and financial perspective, as it's outlined in the Grid Transformation Plan, or the GTP. And second being how our customer service is improved as a result of the work we've done. Here are just a few stats that I'll go through to show the progress we're making on several of the programs as of the end of 2023. For voltage optimization enablement, we have improved over 2,600 meter points. With intelligent grid devices, we have installed nearly 200 smart line devices. We've hardened 275 miles of line as part of the main feeder hardening program. Work associated with the targeted corridor improvement program has removed nearly 30,000 ash trees from our system. For voltage island mitigation, we've provided redundancy for 7 substation transformers. Substation technology deployment has yielded 2 substations fully completed, with several under construction, others under construction. We have provided 8 substations with vastly enhanced protection in the Substation Physical Security Program. And for the software applications associated with the GTP, such as the Outage Management System, Distributed Energy Resource Management System, FLISR, and Enterprise Asset Management System, we're measuring milestones to ensure that projects are implemented on schedule and on budget. Now, if we turn to how we measure the success for our customers, I would focus first on the program that's probably made the biggest impact very early on in the GTP, and that's main feeder hardening. And while Robbie covered some of the customer benefits, I think it's worth repeating some of these stats for 2023. Once again, for the circuits that have been hardened for at least a year, all customers on those circuits saw, on average, an over 2-hour reduction in their outage minutes. And then once again, drilling down to level on those same circuits, basically the customers who were experiencing the worst service, which was at least twice the system SAIDI average, those customers saw a 49% improvement in their individual SAIDI. Now, looking at the 2 programs you asked about, voltage optimization enablement and intelligent grid devices, these programs that prepare the grid for other impending improvements. These programs both require other software applications to be in place and operating to truly measure their success from a customer's perspective. For voltage optimization enablement, the true value to our customers that they'll see is when we actually lower the voltage at the substation transformer, which will yield savings on their electric bills. At the start of this year, we successfully piloted 4 substation transformers by manually lowering the set point voltage at each. In order to accomplish widespread voltage reductions at the targeted 1,000 substation transformers across their system, we're implementing the EDGE software application. EDGE will actively monitor near real-time AMI voltage information and adjust the substation transformer voltages to provide savings to our customers. And I'm happy to say that the EDGE software application is on track to be installed and operational this summer. As circuits become ready through the multi-year enablement project, they will be added to the EDGE software for voltage optimizations, with savings being tracked along the way. And then if we move to intelligent grid devices, our customers will see the value as the FLISR software application is installed and functioning. The FLISR software application will utilize fault location information from the intelligent grid devices to very quickly develop the optimal switching arrangements and utilize the same intelligent grid devices to remotely isolate the fault and to restore the maximum number of customers as quickly as possible. FLISR is scheduled to be in place and functional in Q3 of this year, and once it's in place, and utilizing the intelligent grid devices, we can calculate the reduction in restoration time our customers see.
Clearly, a lot of great work being done. Thank you, Steve. Robbie, coming back to you, can you elaborate on how Dominion Energy's other GTP programs also work to strengthen infrastructure to improve service reliability and mitigate outage risks?
Sure. So we've talked about main feeder hardening, and that's a big part of our grid transformation plan. And there are several other programs that we have in GTP that provide similar reliability benefits for our customers. Steve touched on intelligent grid devices and FLISR and how they work together to automate restoration. The end result there is we'll have fewer customers waiting for restoration or repairs. We'll also have smaller line segments that we have to patrol when we're trying to find and fix issues. Steve also touched on the work we're doing to remove ash trees proactively. And again, that's eliminating a risk to our overhead lines. In that, just like FLISR and intelligent grid devices, will provide big benefits to our customers in terms of improving reliability by way of reducing risks and eliminating outages. I'd like to maybe touch on a couple of other programs we've not talked much about yet, and these are more focused on reducing risk than necessarily eliminating regularly occurring or blue sky outages. So when you think about risk, think about the potential for long duration outages or outages affecting entire communities and large numbers of customers, or outages that might occur on the coldest or the hottest days of the year. So voltage island mitigation, this program adds redundancy to parts of our grid where we have large segments of customers and entire communities that are at risk for an extended outage, which could be up to 24 hours if we have an issue that occurs at this particular substation feeding that area. So what we're doing with voltage island mitigation, we typically are going in and adding another transformer in the substation and creating new feeder ties so that we have more restoration options to get the lights back on should an outage occur. We're also focusing on improving security at certain substations. So substations that have large numbers of customers or maybe serve critical load areas, we are improving the physical security at those stations to protect against different types of threats. A lot of this work involves upgrading the perimeter fencing, installing cameras, or installing other monitoring capabilities. And the whole goal here is to deter the threats from occurring in the first place, and then also improve our situational awareness so that we can respond more quickly if something does occur. Finally, I'll talk about two new pilot programs that we have in the works related to tree trimming. And these both were approved by the State Corporation Commission last fall. First one, we're testing out the use of satellite imagery and computer analytics to identify dead or dying trees, so hazard trees that pose a risk to our overhead power lines. And that allows us to proactively remove those trees, much like we're doing with the ash tree program, and to reduce the risk of outages and reduce the risk of significant damage to our lines. And that's especially beneficial during severe weather events, anything involving wind, heavy rain, ice, things like that. And then the second pilot program, we are piloting the removal of tree canopy on some of our worst performing feeders. And so this program really is about working with customers, the landowners, to remove large mature tree limbs that overhang our power lines and wires. Those pose a risk, again, especially during severe weather. And so if we can work proactively with homeowners, landowners, property owners to remove that tree canopy, we're eliminating risk and improving our ability to recover after severe weather events. And so both of these programs we're just getting started on, but certainly looking forward to seeing progress and seeing the benefits that we achieve with them.
Thank you, Robbie. Very exciting news. Steve, in what ways do Dominion Energy's grid resiliency efforts align with the increasing demands and expectations for safe, reliable electric service?
So we all know Dominion has always had a very strong safety culture, and it's one of our core values. All of us pride ourselves on our personal focus on safety, working safely as part of a team, and providing safe service to our customers. We have also realized that our customers' recent expectations have increased for reliable power. Whether it's working at home or taking classes from home, utilizing telehealth services, or depending on increasing number of internet connected devices, our customers' way of life has changed in recent years, and they expect us to deliver nearly uninterrupted power. A few of the grid transformation programs that come to mind that help us accomplish these efforts would be main feeder hardening that utilizes new construction standards which strengthen our poles and provide new cross arms to reduce broken poles during storm events, allowing for quicker restoration. Intelligent grid devices paired with the Flisser system that better isolates faults and restores power more quickly to our customers. Voltage island mitigation that installs redundancy, eliminating extended outages due to substation transformer failures. Substation technology deployment that replaces aged equipment by rebuilding substations. And substation physical security that further prevents vandalism and related outages at our substation. The grid transformation plan truly has given us yet another vehicle to raise our already high safety standards and to continue to improve service reliability for our customers.
Thank you, Steve. This last question is for both of you. What does the future hold for our grid strengthening and resiliency programs that you both outline in such detail? And are there any new initiatives currently in the works? Robbie, I know you talked about a couple a few minutes ago. Steve, I'll start with you.
Sure. Nadia, we're always looking for ways to systematically improve the grid. We're planning for the current grid transformation plan to have at least one future phase, continuing the work of many of these programs for several years to come. We've started conversations about the grid transformation plan version 2.0, and we're taking a look at what will that look like. And, this could include versions of existing programs that reach down another level to capture the next set of high value projects. We've also tossed around a few new ideas on potential programs. So I would encourage everyone for their input to this process. If you have an idea or concept that you believe would increase reliability and resiliency on a systematic basis, let us know.
I don't know that I could add a whole lot more to that. I think Steve really hit the nail on the head. We know our customer expectations around reliability and resiliency are only going up. And we know that these programs provide significant benefits to our customers. We need to keep as a top priority a focus on executing this important work and doing that work safely and efficiently. That's got to stay as a top priority. But as Steve said, we also need to keep looking for new programs that can help us on this journey. We've got to continue to find new ways to meet customer expectations around reliability and resiliency. I would say all in all, it's an exciting time to be in the electric distribution of business. Definitely appreciate the work by all of our colleagues here in the Grid and Technical Solutions team, but also across the rest of Dominion Energy. A lot of different parts of our overall company and different organizations have been key to getting the programs where they are today and helping us achieve the milestones that we talked about.
I'd like to thank Robbie Wright and Steve Eisenroth for their expertise and participation. Learn more about grid resiliency at dominionenergy.com/grid improvement projects. Thanks for listening and be on the lookout for future episodes. I'm Nadia Ely.